Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Hedera and Hbar'S. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys to please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course I always do greatly appreciate it. I do hope everyone is having a great weekend. I hope their Saturday started off with a bang. So far, it's been a little bit of a chill day. Nothing too crazy. Didn't really have too many plans today. But I have been watching a lot of altcoins in the market. I actually just recently purchased an altcoin. It's called Status. You guys might know it if you were around during 2017 and 2018. This little gem is on Coinbase Pro and on Coinbase. $264 million market cap. Honestly, I'm just trying to get 10x out of this. I'm not buying this for fundamentals or anything like that. Honestly, I'm buying this because of the overall chart. We go back to 2017, 2018, and here we have it. This, went to almost 70 cents. Here we have this little nice high from, around the April timeframe of 2021, where we did hit about almost 30 cents. Here we currently are sitting at around almost 8 cents. And this had a nice little spike during, the initial start of 27. Well, it was actually a little bit of the beginning of the 2017 bull run before we went on this nice little massive run. But I'm buying this just so I could see if what happens. I mean, I only put $1,000 into it, but let's see what happens with this. Of course, I'm not telling you guys to buy it. I'm just saying, while we are seeing a lot of altcoins starting to break out, I really do think that a lot of those gems that a lot of people aren't really kind of looking at from 2017, 2018 are going to really start to rally, extremely hard. I mean, we've seen a few things like Scale starting to break out a little bit. I mean, this is still a long way from its all-time highs, going back to the initial start of 2021 of 85 cents. But again, we're still seeing a lot of altcoin movement and a lot of altcoin rotations happening within this market currently. So I am taking a little bit of some positions in some riskier trades, things that I'm not investing in with fundamentals or anything like that, but just to make quick gains. Now, of course, a lot of this will flood back into Hbar and stuff like that if we are, still sitting around this range. And talking about Hbar, I think that we are very, very close to a massive breakout event. So let's talk about this. So, ultimately speaking, I want you guys to, be aware of the current structure of, Hbar and where we currently are. I want to show you guys this back here in the initial start of 2021. So first off, let's really quickly address the before rally where we went to the, last all-time high. Now, this was in a nice downward trend, sort of, traded it sideways a little bit before that nice momentum picked up during January. This is where we started to break out. Sort of traded a little bit in a nice upward trend before we, started that nice little sideways momentum, upward trend yet again, sideways momentum between resistance and support before continuing to break out. Now, the current structure, and I said this yesterday actually on Twitter, I said watch this level closely for Hbar. Right now, we are tightening on this chart. I've addressed this, I've mentioned this multiple times, but we are tightening between significant levels. Okay, and you can see this on the candles. Yes, wicks above and below support and resistance are totally fine. But we are trading, right now currently below the 26-cent resistance zone and above the 23, almost 24-cent support zone. Now, do you guys see exactly what's happening here? The support zone is continuing in this upward trend, which is pushing our prices continuing, to have this nice little upward trend, if you will. I know it doesn't look like an upward trend, but we still are in an upward trend. And then we have the resistance zone kind of trading sideways a little bit. And this is because we are about to see this official breakout happen between support and resistance. Now, this could either break down or it can break up. I'm just going to tell you guys that right now. It's not guaranteed to go parabolic or anything like that. What I do foresee happening is I see us breaking up above 28 cents, hitting this resistance point yet again up here, around this range of roughly 35 cents, because I know that, ultimately it relies on this fib level of the 382 at about almost 34 cents to be really broken. But I do see us, hitting a little bit of resistance, coming down, testing some support, possibly even bouncing off of the, support around that range, which was like 30.5 cents. But realistically speaking, we can come down and even test off of like around 28 cents. But I do foresee this eventually breaking up above our golden structure and targeting the all-time high. Now, this could happen very fast. It could be a slow movement. What would happen if it was a very fast move would be something similar to ZIL, right? And ZIL's continuing, this nice upward trend, currently trading at about 18 cents. I shared with you guys yesterday the reasoning behind my idea on, hey, we look at these structures that a lot of these other altcoins have printed before, and it's a very similar structure to what we have right now on HBAR, right? Like, we currently have this nice upward trend followed by resistance breakdown, major red candle, if you will. Here we have that nice resistance being targeted, red candle, followed by a nice upward trend. It's not like an exact similar structure, but it is a similar structure in the sense of like, we know exactly what's going to happen once this tightens too much, and we see that nice breakout event. And honestly, if we do have that fast movement, we will target the all-time high very, very fast. And in fact, right now, ZIL is having a touch base on support at around I believe it's the 702 or 618. Sorry. So it hit resistance at around roughly the 786, currently ranging on support at around the 618. And this will most likely, test the all-time high by around, I would say, next week. We'll probably see that happen, which is like Monday through, Friday. Realistically speaking, we're looking at like when the indices do open. But I will say this, as we tightened on this, overall chart, we are tightening right now on the HBAR chart. And this is going to lead us to these golden levels, which will ultimately lead us to the all-time highs, leading us to that major breakout event. And I shared with you guys these two charts yesterday, and everybody was saying, finally, we'll probably break 27 cents because everyone's joking around about price action, right? Which I get it. I totally understand. But ultimately speaking, if we are looking at ZIL right now, it did test all the way up above the 786 levels. And guess where our 786 levels are? About 50 cents. So I foresee this really kind of testing those levels. Realistically speaking, yes, we could come up and test the golden level, reject off of that, come down, test support. This will most likely break up above, the recent resistance at around like the 702 before coming down, testing support yet again. It's a slow ride, but ultimately it is, something that is expected. But we'll come down, probably test around like 38 cents. Has been a nice support zone overall for us. And then this will lead us to, of course, the all-time high being tested. Hoping for a nice break up above it. This way we could test some of these higher levels, which is like, the next major one would be around like 83 cents, followed by $1.22, almost 23. And then my target points are currently right around the $2 range currently. Of course, could we go much higher? Yes, we could see $3 to $6 realistically speaking. But I would definitely look at this range here to be the next major testing point for us. Will these be our all-time highs? Will this be where we top out at? It is, something to watch for. I believe that we will go higher simply because of the fundamentals behind Hedera and comparing it to like XRP from 2017 and 2018 and a lot of altcoins during that time. They outreached way beyond their 4236 and the 4618. But also we are also watching the total 2 because the total 2 is also giving us a little bit of a better picture on the idea that alts are starting to break out. Alts are starting to have a lot more strength in them. This is actually breaking up above the 702. And when we are talking about the altcoin market cap, I've always said that we could see $3 to $5 trillion realistically speaking, because $5 trillion is right above the 2618, and this 4236 level is where I'm really kind of watching, altcoins. So around like that $7 trillion mark for the altcoin market. And when we're talking about, Hedera right now, at the current structure of Hedera, it has about, a 0.223% market valuation or market dominance over this market. Now, mind you, I do believe that Hedera is going to move up the ranks and get to around like the top 20 at least, even like maybe even the top 10. The top 10 is the key crucial area for Hedera to really kind of lead the race to. But just going off of that percentage alone at a $7 trillion overall market cap for, altcoins, not accounting for Bitcoin, if we're talking about Bitcoin, then we could add like maybe another, $1.5, trillion, right? We could add like maybe $1.5 trillion to this. So we'll say like, maybe $8.5 trillion roughly. This is our market cap that we would, have at the current percentage that Hedera holds within this market. But like I said, if we do get to like the top 10 where we have like 1.23.5%, which by the way, when these altcoins start to break out, their percentages are much higher. I've said this with XRP, like the percentage that XRP grasps of market dominance is way beyond like, 2%, 5%, even 10% at some points in time. But, realistically speaking, if we do see, the idea of like a 1.23.5%, our market dominance or our market valuation is much higher. Like here you have, $105 billion in market cap. This would take it to about $5.24, an upside of 20x, just if we hit the top 10 at about a 1.23.5% market dominance. But that is only at a 1.23.5% market dominance over a market that is, of course, $8.5 trillion in market, valuation. Now, we're not even talking about the long-term growth here of, like realistically speaking, when we're talking about crypto in general, we know this entire market's going to be worth a lot more, but I'm just saying this year alone, this is why I do believe that Hedera could outreach beyond the fib levels and really kind of grasp like at least 1+% of this market valuation. But, if we're talking about, Bitcoin going to like maybe 120K, because I know everybody is talking about like, 120K, we're talking about like a $2.3 trillion market cap. Again, that's a lot more. So you're looking at like maybe like a $9.3 trillion overall market. And, here we have Hedera's true market value. If we do see 1% of that market share, which is roughly about a 22x, almost $6, which is my $3 to $6 range for Hbar'S overall end of cycle run. I know that a lot of people are not looking at Hedera and they're not seeing, $5. They're saying, it's lucky if it even goes to $1. And I absolutely love that. I love when people doubt the price of an asset because that's how you know that you're still early. That tells you that people are getting frustrated. People are getting annoyed. I love to see it. Now, the thing that I don't love to see is just the idea of, I see a lot of people bringing up some FUDs, trying to make up some things about, the price and stuff. I just want you guys to understand that, everything that we see from tokenomics to everything that Hedera has been doing so far is laid out within these white papers and documents. They speak on this. They are fully transparent. There's really, the only thing right now that should concern anyone is just the price. But as we are even seeing the Bitcoin price chart for Hbar coiling up, I'm watching for that next major breakout event for Hbar, similar to what ZIL did on the Bitcoin price chart as well. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. If you guys want more content, my exit plan, stuff like that, go check out NCashOfficial.com. But with that being said, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.